Grand rising to all of my kings and queens doing tremendous things. I am Altitude representing Building Never Minds, the hip hop workshop, and I'm renovating minds one rhyme at a time. And in this episode of Soundcheck, I'm going to be discussing a topic that I tapped into a couple of videos ago. I'm going to be talking about our artistry, how we deal with criticism, what it means to be an artist, what it means to use your talent and to stand out amongst the crowd. We're going to get into it right after the intro. One. So, I'm so glad I get to tap in with you guys and touch on this topic that I alluded to a couple of videos ago. And we were talking about our artistry, and I was kind of just venting about how, you put your all into music. You put your heart and soul into it just for somebody to criticize it, to listen to a snippet of it, and to ridicule you for putting your heart on the line, wearing your heart on your sleeve, and actually putting it in your music to try and invoke positivity and just longevity and creativeness into others. And a lot of times you're not going to appeal to everybody. You can't please everybody. So that's not even the issue. But the issue was for people who criticize something who they either don't understand, they either don't have a grasp or a concept of somebody's artistry, somebody's creativity, somebody's vast knowledge of something more than they do, or they just love to criticize because at the end of the day, the internet is going to internet and it's undefeated, right? But I had a very intriguing and enriching conversation just yesterday with one of the homies out in Houston. And he was just giving me some encouragement, talking to me, and, just really uplifting me and encouraging me and edifying me when it comes to how we should move as artists. Because we were talking on the phone about a concept of what is a failed artist. And a lot of people would consider a failed artist to be somebody who's not successful or somebody who's not famous or not in the limelight. They don't have 1 million followers or 1 million streams or all this other kind of stuff. And they equate that to success. And it reminded me of a line that Jay-Z had where he said, "What is success? Like, what does success mean to you? Is it fame? Is it money? Is it cars? Is it clothes? Is it girls? Is it notoriety? Is it people, paparazzi following you, people knowing you everywhere you go? Or is it something in here? Is it something internal and eternal that can't be reached or satisfied through monetary gain or physical possessions or worldly desires," right? So to me personally, and this is what we were talking about on the phone, to me personally, success to me is when you wake up in the morning and you're happy doing what it is that you do, and knowing that you get so much pleasure and so much joy out of waking up, doing what it is that you do, knowing that at the end of the day, no one can take it away from you, and it's bringing you monetary value, but you're also giving value and instilling something that's way beyond the world's treasures into others. Because at the end of the day, you want to pour into others, therefore the artistry will pour into you. Because if you do what you do and you love it, then the artistry will represent itself and the money will come. So you never want to do it for that, because a lot of people do things for the money. A lot of people do things for the notoriety. And when you do it for the money and the notoriety and you do it for recognition, it becomes a job. And last I checked, 9 times out of 10, most people in the world hate their jobs. I would never want music to be a job to me. I always want music to be my hobby, my passion, my joy. I want music to be something that when I wake up, I look forward to doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people can say they look forward to doing their job. And it's one of those things where music can bring you so many things that you never even thought you could ask for, but it could also bring you so much pain, because when it comes to music, a lot of people, and we've seen it with famous artists, where they sign those first deals, they get those bonuses, they get those advances, those checks, and within a year they're broke, or they're a slave to the label, all those kind of things. I can wake up and say that I'm not a slave to any label. I can wake up and say that I don't owe anybody anything. I'm debt free. I can literally roll out of bed, record music, put it up, and promote it myself, do my own shows, go on my own tours, and make sure that I'm satisfied with the work that I'm putting out. To me, that's success. And it may not be success on your level, but to me, I'm waking up knowing that I love doing what it is that I do and nobody can take it away from me. That's a success that nobody will ever be able to duplicate when they're doing it as a job. This isn't a job. It's a hobby. It's a passion. It's a career. It's a vocation. It's love. And I think more people need to realize that. And we were talking on the phone about this conversation because he saw the last video I did about like writing styles and stuff like that, where I did it with June the 8th. I'll tag that video down below as well. But, you know, we were talking about just our writing styles and our passions and what fuels the fire and what makes you want to keep doing this. And look around. This is it. That I've put myself in a position where I can literally do whatever it is that I want. And a lot of artists can't say that. How many artists have we seen get blackballed by a label, blackballed by the industry? The industry or the label owns their rights, so they can't record music even if they wanted to, even if they had a burning desire to release 1,000 albums, they can't do it because of who they're signed to. Independent artists don't have that problem. But a lot of times the public will view independent artists, especially in hip hop, they'll view it as, oh, well, you're a starving artist or you're a failed artist because you're not in my playlist. You're not on my radar. You're not doing sold out stadium tours, right? But that's not necessarily the case. There are artists that are way more successful than others. There are artists that are in the middle. There are artists that are at the bottom. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, what are you doing with the platform that you have? That's why I said in one of my songs, in Start Something on Project Window, I said, to every artist involved, major, indie, or small, will you help build a wall or watch it crumble and fall? The worst thing that you can do is keep knowledge a secret. And the other worst thing that you can do is give up because of how you think you'll be viewed in the perception of others. Don't give up. Don't quit. That's the last thing you should do. The only way you should quit, and I would have respect for it, is if you say, I no longer have a desire to do it. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a passion to do something, then there's no reason for you to even put energy and time into it, because it's going to be a loss leader for you. And we don't operate with loss leaders. We only operate with gains. And we allow the Lord to use what it is that we put out there to exude and exalt his name and stretch it to the masses, and it goes where it goes. But what we don't do is quit for the sake of quitting because of public perception. Public perception is something that could be very misleading and skewed, because a lot of people look at public perception as, oh, what are they saying about me? What's the word around town? What's the word on the street? All of those different things, like, who cares about the word on the curb, right? At the end of the day, you do it because you love it. You do it because it feeds your family. You do it because it edifies your soul. You do it because you're a vessel and you're pouring into others. You do it because it's a calling on your life that God has initiated for you. And the last thing you want to do is give up on something because of public perception, even though it was a task ordained to you by God. That's the last thing you want to do. Les Brown said something very profound. He said that there is so much talent that is buried in the grave, because a lot of people don't even have the courage to get up on that stage and do what you do. A lot of people will never have the courage to record a song. A lot of people will have so much talent in their body waiting to pour out, but they will never have the courage to use it. You're already ahead of the game. You've recorded a song. You've mixed and mastered it. You've put it out there. You've performed it. You've gone on a mini tour. You're writing books. You're doing so many things that a lot of people out of the starting blocks, out of the gate, will never have the courage to do. That's my definition of success to you. Never stop, never quit, never stop being determined, and do what it is that you do because God has put a calling on your life that he will never give to anybody else. It may be the same genre. It may be the same talent or gift or assignment, but it is not the same goal. I hope this encourages you in some way. I hope this builds you up. I hope that this gives you a sense of hope and a sense of peace as it's given me. The last thing you want to do is be the person that God gave the 10 talents to, and the person with 1 talent did way more than you ever could have dreamed of, and you had a head start that they never could have imagined. Don't be that person. Keep doing what it is that you do. Pray about it every day. Put it in God's hands, and never stop doing what it is that God has called you to do. At the end of the day, there's no such thing as a failed artist to me. Are you a failed mechanic because you don't work on Lambos and Ferraris and Lotuses? No, you still work on cars at the end of the day, and you get paid for it. I call that success. Are you a failed chef because you don't work in Hell's Kitchen, or you don't work or you don't prepare meals in Buckingham Palace? No. At the end of the day, you're still a chef that's serving people food in a fine restaurant, getting paid to do what you do. It's all about perspective. It's all about perception and how you look at yourself and how you view things. But what you can't do is allow people to get in your head and block you out of the blessing that God has for you. There's no such thing as a failed artist. There are bigger artists. There are smaller artists. But failed is not one of them unless you decide to quit because you didn't get something out of it that you were seeking that God did not ordain for you. What are you looking for? What are you searching for? What are you waiting for? What do you want? What do you need? What do you desire? These questions will determine what success is and what a failed artist is or what a failed artist is not. And I hope you can answer those questions and keep the faith and constantly move forward. At the end of the day, that's all I have for you guys. I hope that this was enriching, encouraging, and edifying. I'm going to get out of here to record some music. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be a failed artist in the world's eyes. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Once again, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit that notification bell to be updated on the latest and greatest content. And once again, I am Altitude, representing Building Never Minds, the hip-hop workshop, renovating minds one rhyme at a time. And until the next video, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Peace and one love.